Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode 6 of Spitball of the Day. Today I'm going to talk about something a little controversial, and I think it's going to be controversial because I think a lot of you disagree with my position, or at least you do now. Maybe in a few minutes you won't. That's my hope at least. And that is the concept of employee poaching. Taking an employee from another employer and bringing them in to work for you. My first comment on it is I don't think poaching employees is a real thing. I don't think exists. I think that's just a cheesy term for what happens when an employer leaves one job and they start another. And quite frankly, I think it's a defensive term instead of an offensive term. Here's how I look at it. If I'm an employer of an employee and another guy comes along and talks to my employee about working for him, I'm flattered. I really am, because I must be doing something right. And if you've had that happen to you, you should be flattered too, because you have employees that other people want. That's great. You must be doing something right. You must be giving them the opportunities or the money or the responsibility that they want. So that's great. And if you're not giving them enough of that, then they will go and work for somebody else. And that's why some employees are willing to leave one job and start another for $1 an hour more. That's kind of a different conversation. But here's my point. My point is as the business owner, it is 100% your responsibility. It's 100% of the leadership's responsibility to make sure that the employees are happy, or to make sure that the employees don't work there anymore. It's 100% your responsibility. If you think of it as a 50-50 relationship in that setting of employer and employee, if you think of it as a half and half, and you allow and you make statements about your employees not being good enough, hard to find good employees, well, you need to be dumping 100% into them, and that guilt trips them into giving back to you. I know we've had a little controversy around this before, but I want to keep this discussion going. It's 100% your responsibility, and if you don't want those employees, it's 100% your responsibility to let them go and leave it at that. It's just that easy. When you can accept that fact, when you can accept the offensive position of either I'm going to make these guys amazing and give them everything I can that they want so that they will perform amazingly for me, or let them go. It's just that easy. So the fact of the matter is, if I'm a business owner and there's another business owner that wants my employee, it's a free country. I didn't buy that guy, and sure, he's worked for me, and there's been exchange there where there's trust built and that kind of stuff. But if he ultimately, at the end of the day, if he wants to go and work for somebody else, I have nothing to say. I cannot argue with it. There's just nothing left. So it's a free country. It's the employee's responsibility to choose. It's the employee's decision to choose. If you are the guy that wants somebody else's employee, though, I have a quick word for you too. And that is, be respectful. Just have some respect. Deal with this on an adult level rather than, like I talked about, the defensive level and going in and trying to steal them away. Be an adult about it, okay? Have the respect, understanding that is somebody else's worker for sure, and that there's people over there. There's people in that business. It's not just a business. There's people that affects. When you even if it is the employee's choice, when the employee leaves, there's effects on that company. So have respect. Be an adult about it, and then go and do your thing, okay? So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's 100% your responsibility to understand where your employees are at, and if you can give them the opportunities, the compensation, the responsibility that they're looking for, they should have no reason to leave. But if you can't, you need to be able to have that conversation with them, and they need to understand that too. Otherwise, everybody's playing on the defense. We want to turn that around and start playing on the offense. and be able to deal with this on a high level and be able to deal with it like adults ultimately. So the question of the day is, what is one thing that you could do today that you believe would help keep one of your employees around? What's the one thing that you can do today that would help keep one of your employees around? Leave it in the comments. Also, if you have other comments or if you disagree with me, leave it in the comments. And I want to get a discussion going around this because I think it's a huge, huge topic right now when the only phrase I hear is, it's hard to find good guys. So I want to hear about this. I want to get this discussion going. And if you disagree with me, great. If you agree with me, let me know too. Let's get some discussion going in the comments. Thanks. You heard the question of the day. Let me know.